Well, other countries have come to me and they've said we were getting ready to do a very major attack tomorrow. I've put it off for a little while. I was asked by Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and some others if we could put it off for 2 or 3 days.
Not Gulf pressure, but Iran's powerful air defenses may have been the real reason behind Trump's sudden strike reversal. Reports suggest Russia may have quietly helped Iran during the intense US-Israeli war by sharing intelligence and military data. After reports emerged of Russian assistance in tracking US aircraft, Iran began showcasing its growing air defense capabilities. Pentagon concerns reportedly deepened as Iran demonstrated stronger missile defenses and the ability to threaten American warplanes. Fresh details are emerging about Donald Trump's sudden U-turn on renewed military strikes against Iran. Reports say Trump postponed new attacks after receiving urgent warnings from Pentagon officials. According to Tasnim, US defense officials warned that Iran had significantly strengthened its air defense systems. Senior American officials reportedly told Trump that Tehran had sharply improved its ability to detect fighter jets. Officials also warned Iran upgraded its missile interception systems and reinforced key air defense networks. The warnings reportedly raised serious concerns over risks facing American fighter jets and bombers during future operations. A US military official told the New York Times that Iran closely studied American aircraft flight patterns during the war. US intelligence assessments reportedly pointed to possible Russian assistance in Iran's military planning and coordination. Officials warned that American aerial operations had become increasingly predictable during the conflict with Iran. Concerns deepened after an F-15E was reportedly downed and an F-35 came under Iranian ground fire. Pentagon officials warned that Iran had emerged as a far more resilient and hardened adversary despite weeks of bombing. Meanwhile, Press TV released footage on May 18 claiming to showcase Iran's air defense systems in action. US officials said many of Iran's ballistic missile systems remain hidden inside deep underground mountain facilities. American strikes reportedly collapsed entrances to several missile sites, but failed to destroy the launch systems themselves. Officials believe Iran has already reopened and restored several missile facilities previously targeted during the conflict. Iran also reportedly repositioned mobile missile launchers and adjusted military tactics during the temporary ceasefire period. US officials warned Tehran still retained the ability to threaten regional energy infrastructure and American military assets. Washington also feared Iran could once again disrupt global shipping through the strategic Strait of Hormuz. Donald Trump said he paused planned strikes after Gulf leaders requested more time for diplomacy with Tehran. Trump said Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates urged Washington to avoid immediate military escalation. He nevertheless warned that US forces remain prepared for a large-scale attack if negotiations with Iran collapse.
Can you speak a little bit about your post on Truth Social on Iran? And what was the decision that why you didn't attack it?
Well, other countries have come to me and they've said we were getting ready to do a very major attack tomorrow. I've put it off for a little while, hopefully maybe forever, but possibly for a little while, because we've had very big discussions with Iran, and we'll see what they amount to. I was asked by Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and some others if we could put it off for 2 or 3 days, a short period of time, because they think that they are getting very close to making a deal. And if we can do that, where there's no nuclear weapon going into the hands of Iran, I think, and if they're satisfied, we will be probably satisfied also. We've informed Israel. We've informed other people in the Middle East that have been involved with us. And, it's a very positive development, but we'll see whether or not it amounts to anything. We've had periods of time where we thought pretty much getting close to making a deal, and it didn't work out, but this is a little bit different. Now, we're ready going tomorrow, very big, and not something I wanted to do, but we have no choice because we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
Follow up on Iran. Other countries have done this before. They have asked you to change course in order to they dangled a peace deal in front of you saying one was coming. Nothing has come into fruition. You mentioned this.
Well, a lot's come into fruition. We've taken a country that was going to have a nuclear weapon, and we've virtually destroyed its military. They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They've been virtually destroyed militarily. That's a lot. That's a big, we could leave right now. It would take them 25 years to rebuild. And the last thing they're thinking about, I think, is nuclear. Now they have to put it down in writing. But when you say nothing, we've totally destroyed, excuse me, from CNN, we've totally destroyed their military. We've destroyed their leadership. As you know, their leaders are gone. Their leaders are gone at the first level. The second level, we're dealing with half of the third level. And I think we've made a lot of progress. And it's very simple. You know, we don't want to go through this. We had the greatest economy ever. We still do. The stock market hit a brand new high a little while ago. I never thought that was going to happen. We had to make the excursion. You know, we hit 50,000 on the Dow. We hit 7,000 on the S&P, and everyone said that couldn't be done within my 4 years. It would be too big. Well, we did it in my first year. And then I called Scott and Howard. I called them all into my office. I said, we're going to take a little excursion down to the Middle East, and we're going to confront Iran because they are desperate to have a nuclear weapon. And the only reason they want it is to use it. And I said, I hate to do this because we're doing so well, but this is the most important thing we can do. We can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. So we did that. And when we did that, we were met with a little force, and we ended up destroying them. We now have a tremendous, we built really a steel wall where no boats, the blockade, where no boats are able to, not one boat has been able to get through our blockade. Look, our military is the greatest military anywhere in the world. I just left China, and I will say President Xi was very, very complimentary of our military. He was amazed, actually, at our military. We have the greatest military in the world. We're not going to let Iran have a nuclear weapon. So I was called by these three countries, plus others, and they're dealing directly with our people and, right now, Iran. And there seems to be a very good chance that they can work something out. If we can do that without bombing the hell out of them, I'd be very happy.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.